Okay, welcome to our webinar. We're going to teach you how to start your server CF strong. Here is our table of contents. We have a bunch of cool things to talk about with you on how to retain and recruit members. Okay, so my name is Sarah Tanvir. I'm the membership committee chair, and I joined Key Club because I want to be my brother at something, and my favorite memory in Key Club is probably being president and having fun with my officers.
Hi, so my name's Christina Cosman. I'm the Division 24A Lieutenant Governor. My favorite Key Club memory was probably when my Key Clubbers all finished making these cards and bracelets for a nursing home. And then when I went to deliver them, they were all so grateful and I got to record their responses. And I've never seen someone that happy before. So it was I loved it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Miles MacArthur, the Division One Lieutenant Governor. I feel like I'm copying Christina, but I have a very similar experience. For my first DCM, we had people make cards for people in the hospital and make dog toys. So I think getting to, delivering those things and seeing how appreciative people were for them. But also in addition, I would say Decon is probably one of my favorite Key Club memories, which is our district convention.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriel Vergara, and I am the Division 26 Lieutenant Governor. And I joined Key Club mainly because my friends incentivized me to join. And honestly, I just wanted to build my resume. So I found Key Club, and now it's amazing all the friends and all the connections that you can make with Key Club. And you'll learn more about it as we go on with the webinar. So thank you for being here.
Hi everyone, my name is Zachary Wilson. I'm the Division 19A Lieutenant Governor. Um, I joined Key Club because I wanted to figure out if they made keys or not, also for to build my resume, college applications. And my favorite Key Club memory probably has to be this just recently passed 2025 International Key Club Convention.
So,
I guess,
oh, sorry. Can one of the co-hosts talk about Mr. Felicia?
yeah, Mr. Felicia and Miss Nudell, they are our advisors for this committee, the adult advisors, for our.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Can I introduce myself? I have my orange jacket, as you see. No, hi. My name is Lana Nudell, and I am one of the advisors that working with this phenomenal and very energetic committee. And why I joined Kiwanis and Kick Up, it's a long story. That's going to be when you meet me in person at Zcon, I can tell you my story. So I'm done. I'm here.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Andrea Cabrera-Edgasawal, and I'm the district secretary for the Florida District. I heard a secretary talk earlier, so if that's you or any other secretaries on this call, if you ever have questions, feel free to contact me. You can find my email on the Florida Key Club website. I joined Key Club because my best friend's sister was president at the time, and so she invited me to join, and then I had a lot of other friends in the club, and I've just always been involved in community service. And then my favorite Key Club memory, some of them are at decon. I've been to 3 decons now. But I think my favorite has been setting up my little library as lieutenant governor last year and seeing how much the community enjoys it.
Xavier's Aldevar, and I'm a member representative on the committee, and I'm also president at Buchholz Key Club in Gainesville, Florida. My favorite memory with Key Club would probably be working on the little library. Similarly, that we worked with Circle K at UF to, you know, build a library and help those in children literacy.
Should I move on? Okay.
Do we need to introduce ourselves with Claudia?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay, yeah. Claudia, would you like to go first? Or you?
Sure, I'll go first.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Claudia. I am the district treasurer. I know some of you joined from the district group chat. Hello. Um, the reason why I joined Key Club, I just wanted to be very involved in campus. So I joined literally every club in campus and just Key Club stood out, and that's why I'm here. My favorite memory is probably going to the district convention, decon. It's always so fun. I've gone 3 years and just seeing how big Key Club is and outside of just your club, it's really important and really fun to see everybody come together. Um, and yeah, I'll be talking on this, so stay tuned.
Okay, everyone, my name is Emil and I'm the district executive assistant in the Key Club. Why I joined Key Club? So it wasn't that long before because I moved from Belarus nearly 8 months ago, and I'm so glad to be where I am right now because Key Club is an amazing community. I can't even point out any like certain uh like the best memory from the Key Club because there are so many and they're all like the brightest. I really love Key Club as it is right now with all.
Hello, everyone. Once again, my name is Claudia. I am the district treasurer. Even if you're not a treasurer, it's always good to know about the dues. So maybe if somebody's not doing their job, you can make sure they are on time. So just a little bit about what dues are. Every member to be considered an official member of Key Club, they have to pay their dues. And that counts as you can earn awards, you can earn scholarships, and you can attend DCON, which is the district convention, once you're considered a Key Club member. So the base amount of dues is $17. 10 of those dollars go to Key Club International, which helps them with all of their expenses, their travels, and their service projects. And $7 goes to the Florida District of Key Club, which is all of the clubs in the Florida District. It goes to different things. I won't go into it, but it goes to help the district run, and a lot of it goes to scholarships that you guys receive. So that's kind of the breakdown. Another thing that could be done with dues is your personal club can increase the dues for their members in order to gain money for whatever service projects. Like for example, on the screen you can see if you want $8 to go towards your club, then your dues would be $25. So it would include the base rate for Key Club, and then your school's rate, which is always good. Um, and then so here I have some important deadlines. Before I get started, the membership update center is where your treasurer or secretary goes in to submit your members. They put in the information and they put in that they paid their dues. That membership update center was recently updated, I believe in June, and we don't have access to it yet. The password and email that will be used to get into the membership update center will be the same, but since it's updated, Key Club International is still working on getting all of the information from the previous one to the new one. So you guys won't be able to do anything yet, but once the district gets information that everything is set and updated, we will let you guys know, and it will be updated on our website. So these are dates from the previous years, and we will try to get them to be the same. So this is updated information that we have so far. So dues usually start to be submitted into the membership update center on September 4th. But it's always good to submit them as early as possible because the early bird due deadline, which is a patch that your club receives at Decon, it's like an award. That patch, you receive it for getting only one member in before November 1st. So November 1st is the deadline for getting the patch, and you only need one member in order to get it. So if you want to see your name on the screen when you go to the district convention, try to get as many members in before November 1st. A good timeline to take is October, getting at least 10 members in by October. It's a good timeline to keep in mind. So November 1st is the deadline for that. And then dues are considered late once November 31st hits. And that's if you don't pay any dues by November 31st. So at least try to get one in. And all of you guys are officers. So as long as the officers get their dues in before November 1st, there you go. You have your patch. You don't have to count on the members getting them in, although you should really work on that. But as long as the officers get their dues paid, boom, your club has an award to add to your collection. So that's all for dues for now. I will be hosting a webinar pretty soon. The date will come out. But you can ask questions there, or if you have any questions, I don't know, Sarah, if they can ask questions now, but that's all for this.
Yeah, if you want to ask questions right now, you can too.
So if you have any questions, I'm here.
Okay.
Very quickly, Claudia, I know you mentioned what the international dues pay for. Did you want to maybe, not like a specific breakdown, but kind of explain what we use our Florida dues for?
Sure. So our $7, I don't know the exact amounts off the top of my head, but I believe $4 goes to district operations, which we use to pay for everything that Florida might need, like the leadership conventions, decon, things like that. I know $1 goes to our FLOF, which is the service grant that Florida offers for you guys. The FLOF, it ranges from $100 to $1,000, and it pays for 1/3 of any of your service projects. So if you're thinking of doing something big or small, it's always great to apply for the FLOF, and $1 from the dues goes to there. Another dollar goes to our, it's called the endowment fund, and this fund has all of the scholarships that you can gain through Key Club, and they range from $1,000 to $2,000 scholarships, and we have a ton of those. I believe over 40 scholarships that we give out every year. And then 50 cents goes to zone expenses, like zone zone K, for example. They need money in order to host the KCKCs, or their DCMs, which is their divisional council meetings. So the dues are spread out all throughout the Florida district, helping everybody, and we really reach like every top from club and or in district level. So yeah, that's kind of like the quick breakdown. Thank you, Miles.
And I
No
think
problem.
Morgan also raised her hand.
Go ahead,
I think I saw Morgan's hand raised.
Morgan. Okay.
She's a question.
No, sorry, Sarah, Claudia. I had a question, but I figured it out in my own head, so I'm all good.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay, next slide. Just 1 second.
Okay, hi everyone. So I'm going to be going over available resources, pretty important, but often overlooked part of membership development. It's the available resources that you can use for your club to grow that you already have access to. So first up, a great go-to place is the Florida Key Club website. It has tons of materials. On the resources page on the website, you can find things like member recruitment guides or officer training materials. And in the membership development section, there's tons of stuff regarding membership growth and retaining members in clubs that this committee has made in the past. There's a lot of resources in there. And another great website is the Key Club International website. This has recruitment posters, meeting kits, has social media toolkits even, and you can order physical resources like a Key Club advisor guide if you have like a new advisor, or there are free membership recruitment pamphlets. You can order them completely for free. Get a whole bunch of them. You can pass them out at like open houses or like at interest meetings as well. And another way to get access to available resources are other clubs in your area that have either created their own resources in the past or just like have some that you can't find that have worked for them. You can ask your lieutenant governor, and they can put you in contact with the other clubs in your division, so you can try to get like new and effective resources to use in your own clubs. And another available resources that is relatively new is whoever has a slideshow, could you go to the next one, please? Thank you. Another available resource that is pretty new is a file resource that we'll be sending out to each club. It'll have tips for both membership growth and recruitment, retaining members. It'll have important information for recruiting members, like why they should join Key Club, and just a lot of really helpful information. And also, if you do want to design a recruitment poster, social media post, or a script, but you're not sure how to, or you not like feel confident in your abilities to, or even if you still can't find what you need, don't hesitate to email us. We would love to help you. Any one of us on the committee can track down some of these resources for you, and we can even help you make new materials tailored to your club's needs, or look over some of your other stuff that you're trying to make for your club.
Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Gabriel Vergara, and I am your Division 26 Lieutenant Governor. And today I wanted to touch a little bit upon how more members bring more impact. And much in what I mean by this is, as you guys can see in the diagram, with more members, we have more projects, and with more projects, we have greater community impact. And this goes a lot with recruiting freshmen or just underclassmen in general, even sophomores. It's important that you guys as officers or just as members, it's important that you let them know what's in it for them. Because from my experience, guys, Key Club, Key Club is the only club you guys need. Unless you guys have, and this is something I mentioned in the breakout rooms, unless you guys have a club, like for example, medicine, you want to study medicine, you could join HOSA. But if there's any other club that you want to join and it's not necessarily specific to your major or just what you want to do in life, Key Club is a way to go, because it's a club where you learn so many general things, so many leadership things, and that's something that you can encourage in like a board meeting or just whenever your club has a preview of what Key Club is before school starts, or like a club preview where all the clubs go to the gym and they tell the people, hey, join my club. That's some of the things that you guys can include when you guys actually participate in those events, and you actually show freshmen what's in it for them and how Key Club can grow within their life and within their resume, and even with college apps, because Key Club has from community service to just literally personal growth. And then something that I also wanted to touch a little bit about is developing service leaders. This is also something similar to mentorship, and it's something that this goes more specifically to upperclassmen, like juniors and seniors. If there's any juniors and seniors here, this pretty much goes for you guys. It's super important that we mentor those that are going to take our roles when we graduate to college or university. It's important that we do this because we want to make sure that we leave a good legacy and that we leave a lasting impact within our club. It's important that we tell the underclassmen things like, oh, like make sure, it's important that we tell them about their respective responsibilities. And what I mean by this is, for example, if you're an officer and there is a underclassman that's going into your position, it's important that you let them know of their responsibilities, what they have to do, just to make sure that they know and that they are ready for that leadership role, so that they can do a good job and so that your club can grow. So that's kind of what I mean by developing service leaders. So if you guys have any other questions as I speak or as I go into the slide, please just shout it out. I am always here to answer any questions that you guys have. So we could go to the next slide. It's also super important. So some of the strategies that I wanted to share with you guys to increase membership is incentivize with recognition. What I mean by this is, whenever you have one of your monthly meetings and you have something that I do at my home school, is that the two members from each grade level that have the most service hours, we pretty much recognize them in our meeting, and we give them like a small bag with like a gift card, or just simple things for the average student. But no matter how little the reward is important that we recognize those who have gone above and beyond just because, we as teenagers, we like to be recognized. We like that people, we like our efforts to be celebrated. So it's super important that you guys recognize even the smallest thing, just even like attendance, like, oh, we want to congratulate so and so because he has been in almost all the service projects within the year. And that's something that people are going to see and be like, hey, I want to be recognized. So that's going to bring people in to the club even more. Something else is also partnering with other clubs or other schools, other school events within your school. Something similar that I kind of could relate with this bullet point is the fact that in my homeschool, again, my key club, we pretty much help. We not only do activities for our own, but we also help other clubs, and that also we by doing this we advertise to other clubs, and we advertise to those members or officers and those other clubs what Key Club really is, and they see how how Key Club participates in not only our community but also our clubs in our local school. So if you guys have the chance to literally just partner with other clubs where you can help out or donate items, that's also a way that you can increase membership, because hey, people are going to be like, oh, they're sharing stuff, they're donating stuff to our club, and they're getting community service hours. I want to join that club. I want to get community service hours. So that's super important. And something that I mentioned there is you can co-host events or service projects to increase visibility, and that's the key word, visibility. You want to make sure that other people know what Key Club is, and that's you do that by being everywhere, being involved everywhere within your school. You also want to emphasize the benefits. That's something that I mentioned before. You show members the awesome things that past officers or even just the club has gained just by doing their work, just by completing tasks. It's important that you emphasize the benefits, because that's also going to bring in more underclassmen. Because again, what other club has that big of an impact, not only our community, but also in ourselves as Key Club has? I cannot think of any other club that has such a greater impact than Key Club. So it's important that you emphasize the benefits and that you literally tell the underclassmen, hey, there's no other club like Key Club. You have to join so that you can see it for yourself. Emphasize the college resume builder, emphasize how they can get jobs just by joining Key Club. They can improve their speech skills. They can improve the way they talk to people. They can improve in their professional life. So that's super important that you guys mention. Not only underclassmen, but also even juniors. It doesn't really matter. And seniors too, but seniors are already, they get senioritis and they barely attend events. So that's a whole other topic. And then something that you guys can also do to increase membership is you gotta make meetings fun and meaningful. What I mean by this is, everybody likes food, so might as well add a little snack that that people in your school like. You guys can also make small icebreakers where people have to, kind of get up and talk to people, and that also gets people out of their comfort zone. So that's also something really good. Or even just any icebreaker that kind of brings people together and makes people talk to each other. That's something super important, because people are going to see that and they're going to be like, oh, I want to meet new people, I want to join the club, because not only do I want the benefits, but I also want to meet other people. So that's something that you guys should definitely put in your meetings. And then finally, you guys should use social media effectively. And what I mean by this is, we had a webmaster, or just the editor for our school. We had one not too long ago, and I remember how bad the posts were. I was an officer at that time, and I remember how boring and how like blank it was. It was so I not even I wanted to go, because it was like, hey, like, why are people gonna want to go if me as an officer I don't feel like going because the post is so boring. So you guys like I mentioned there, post fun photos, reels, member spotlights, and upcoming events. It's important that you post every single thing, no matter how small, every single thing that you guys do in your club, it's important that you guys share it because then, again, the key word of visibility, people are gonna see how engaged and how um, people are, Emil, people are gonna see how engaged and um, how Key Club is everywhere. People are gonna see, wow, Key Club is doing so many things. I don't see any other club doing that many things in our school. I want to join. So you want to kind of get like underclassmen into that mentality that hey, I want to join Key Club because they're doing so many things, and I see that there are so many opportunities that I can have with either meeting people or just building my resume. So have that in the back of your mind, guys. Super important that you guys can are more than welcome to take a screenshot of this. You guys can also find my email in the Florida Key Club website. If you guys have any other questions you guys want to ask privately, I would love to answer your questions. If you guys also want to shout it out right now, or if you guys want to ask it at the end of the webinar, you're more than welcome to. But thank you so much for listening.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Sarah. Gabe, you made a lot of great points with this, but another benefit I wanted to emphasize is that once you join Key Club, you learn that Key Club isn't just Key Club. It's we have parent organizations like Kiwanis. Kiwanis sponsors us, and we have multiple Kiwanis family clubs like Circle K for college, Builders Club for middle school, Kiwanis Kids for elementary school, and obviously Kiwanis for adults. So you learn that this isn't just something you have to do for your resume to look good. It's something you can keep doing your entire life, and that you're always going to have some type of community with you, no matter what stage of life you're in.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much, Morgan. And that goes a lot with how big Key Club really is and how much of an impact that it has not only in our communities but also our world. I have not seen or witnessed a club that is so big, and because what other club have you seen that goes beyond states? Key Club is the only club that I know that has, it goes all the way up to international, where we have over 35 countries in the world have a Key Club. So just imagine that. Also, that's something that you guys have to mention whenever you guys go to the gym and you guys do those club previews. You guys got to mention the fact that there are over 35 countries that have a Key Club, and they're going to be like, okay, what other club has this much of an impact? So make sure, keep it in the back of your mind and add that to, whatever you're going to say when you present um, your club to other people. So thank you guys again. And thank you for that input, Morgan. Thank you so much. That was also a really important um, thing to mention.
I want to piggyback off of that. I want to say again, great job, Gabriel and Morgan. And definitely what you're talking about, like learning more about what Key Club International so you can promote it that way, I think is really important at your club fairs, for example. I specifically wanted to add to where he talks about partnering with other clubs or other school events. He talked about like if you do a drive, for example, for another club. But something that my school does that has been really important in like establishing Key Club as a big thing in my school that like everyone knows what Key Club is we also volunteer at events within our school. So for example, if you have like a PTSA night or back to school night, or maybe if you have like a winter showcase, for example, our school, we help do cleanup, we help do setup. We also will like help distribute food to the people participating, so like the dancers, the singers, things like that. And that makes it so that, like everyone knows what Key Club is and it's integral to our school culture. And I think that's something super helpful if you guys can get involved in that way as well.
Definitely. Thank you so much for your input, Andrea. That's 100% correct.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next slide. But if you guys have more questions, there is a Q&A section at the end, so just keep that in mind. Okay, advertising. So when school starts up, usually people like go crazy with advertising. Make sure that you're using make sure like you're using all the options you can to maximize the amount of people joining. So like advertise to the max. Like I think like in my school, the three big things we do is that we have posters. Obviously, there's posters available on like Key Club International website, on the Florida website. There's like flyers available for you to use to advertise to your clubs. But also, I think something that's pretty cool is that you can also make your own and you can like tailor your posters to your school's like needs. Because you guys know your students more than we do, right? You're their officers. So if you just make posters that kind of like talk about things that people in your school are interested about, like for example, in mine, we were like, get hours quick, and then we had the whole key club description because in my school, everyone's really wanting to go towards bright futures. So posters are a great way to do it. Really like deck your halls with posters if you can, or flyers, anything in like that category. Also, on to number two, lots of schools have an intercom, and I think that's really useful because I know some schools like mine, you can kind of like you can apply to put a message on the intercom during the morning and evening announcements. So, for example, I know some schools they'll do like a announcement on the intercom like for a week every day for a week before the meeting, and that way everybody in the school is hearing that message. So that's a pretty cool way to advertise too. There's also speeches. They're like if teachers allow you, make sure to try and go to classes during like your lunch break or like your break period and give speeches to people about Key Club and why they should join and just advertise it really well to them through speeches because word of mouth is always a very useful source when advertising. Yes, Issa, you can talk.
Hi guys. I just want to emphasize on what Sarah said. Advertising is such a key thing. Like, for an example, my home school, just this past year, we had about only 10 active members, but then when the new Key Club year started, we just started advertising wherever we could. And something that I've seen is that it's very uncomfortable to step outside of the comfort zone and like talk to people or strangers about Key Club. But once you learn to do that, I promise you, recruiting people is so easy because we went from 10 members, just 10 active members, to over 100. So definitely just advertising, getting to know who you're speaking with and like what their interests are and how that can be involved with Key Club can really help you guys grow your membership.
To add on to what Issa said, just really, really quickly, something that's so important is when you're part of Key Club, people are going to be scared to come up to you because they're new, especially if they're freshmen. Don't be the one that's scared to come up to them. When we were walking in halls, I'd go up to kids, hey, do you know what Key Club is? They'd say no. They genuinely didn't know because they're just joining from middle school into high school, but they're too scared, they're too nervous as freshmen to go up and to go out. I would go to freshman study halls, even just like I'd ask my teacher to go to the next door class. Just go out and tell people, spread the word. That's the easiest way to advertise.
Yeah,
And
definitely. Word of mouth is so important when advertising.
can I say something real quick as well?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Another thing is like guys use social media as much as possible. Recently, Zone K, we held a officer training session and we heavily advertised it on Instagram, Facebook, and we also sent our monthly and like our monthly newsletters that you guys should be receiving, right? We had over 190 members show up on Zoom on Saturday morning. So it's definitely possible to get people to show up to Key Club events. It's definitely possible. You just have to make it known, make yourself known, and not be scared to just go make a video and be like, hey, join Key Club. It's it may seem embarrassing, but in the long term, it's gonna work out. Trust me.
Yeah. And then also, I forgot to add this too on the side, but I know some schools have those TVs. It just think about it, it's kind of like a reach, but if you can, maybe you like make like a promo video of Key Club with like your officer team and then some members, and then put it on your screen in the schools, and then see people like see it. Because it's like a TV show, right? You're just watching a Key Club promo video, and maybe attract people over. So those are four ways you can advertise too. Next slide. Okay, freshmen. Guys, I know not everyone likes them, but freshmen are so important for a Key Club because they're like the future. And seniors also, it's like a cycle, like Gabrielle was saying. They graduate, the seniors graduate, and then freshmen come in. And I know in my school too, like almost all the people this year are freshmen because we like advertise it so heavily to them. So, point one, try going to the orientation. Lots of schools have orientations just for freshmen or like open house just freshmen, and then talk about Key Club to those kids. Even like at lunches, just go up there, ask to go on the stage, or like in the front of the cafeteria and talk about Key Club to the freshmen. Because I promise you, these freshmen, they're also trying to like build their college application and all of that. And community service hours is great for them too because we have bright futures and you need to get 100 of that to go to college in Florida for free. So it's just so important that you get freshmen in that club. There's also I know some schools have like freshman only campuses or like freshman only classrooms. Hang flyers in there, ask teachers if you can go and talk in there. And then make sure to like tailor your advertising to like what they would like. So like I said, hours. Freshmen also are new. Maybe they don't have a ton of friends yet. Say like, hey, join Key Club and you can get friends, you can get hours, you can meet new people. And make sure to emphasize that like that can like set them up in high school too. Because Key Club in some schools is huge and you can really find a community there. Yeah, Christina, go ahead.
Also, guys, small things, especially if you're like upperclassmen or if you know your teachers well, just every classroom you go to or a teacher you're friends with, write on their board or ask them to write about Key Club. Write on the board big in the side corner, join Key Club. I did that and put the remind code on there. You have no idea how many kids I found that didn't even come to our interest meeting that just randomly joined because they heard about Key Club from their friend, but they didn't know how to join or they were absent on the days that club advertised. Small things like that where you just have awareness even when you're not like right there advertising can help build the club.
Yeah. And freshmen, honestly, they'll make up such a huge portion of your club if you just get enough to join. Okay, this challenge, I think it's kind of fun. The wording's a little bit weird, but it's Find a Freshman Challenge. And some schools do this where they'll tell like their senior members or like their upperclassmen members to find a freshman and bring them to the meeting. And then that member or like upperclassman person gets a piece of candy. So make it into like this fun game to like get freshmen to join if you can. Okay.
So, Miles MacArthur here again. I'm gonna be working this slide in the next few with Christina. Um, Something I especially talked about, in the breakout rooms earlier, and I think even something that Gabrielle talked about earlier, is that what makes Key Club different than all these other clubs, right? Because every club, to be a club, or at least where I live, right, you have to have some form of community service. It's not something that's new, right? You go out and you might do a beach cleanup, or you might be doing something else, right? So what makes Key Club stand out? Well, we don't really do this for recognition, right? We don't do this for all this other things. It's helping you become a better person, right? It's 100% student led. And like this meeting that we're doing right now, this webinar, it was planned by, Sarah, our chair, as well as a lot of other lieutenant governors. And so, it was led through us. Yes, we had, Bob and Lana helping us, but even it's not even just, at district positions. It's also within your own club, you're getting to be the person that makes that impact. You're getting to be the person who has a leadership position and gain those skills, even if you don't. For me, whenever I ran for an officer position, I was scared. I really, wasn't sure about it, but my English teacher was the faculty advisor, so I ended up running. And it's probably, I can say one of the better decisions that I've made in my life, and I'm really happy that I did that, right? So, and on top of that, you have amazing connections that you can meet through G Club. Um, so, you have your school level, but there's so many people that don't even know that they're a part of something more, right? So yet again, we're an international club. We're not just a club that's at one or two schools. No, we're everywhere, right? So you have your own division. You have your club level, your division level, your zone, and then the mighty mighty Florida district. That's our whole encompassing thing. So with that being said, you have division council meetings. One thing, yet again, with that incentive aspect, we ended up getting a bunch of food for my DCM. I had it at an international market, and while I was presenting and stuff like that, people can get up, they can get some food and things like that, and attending those types of events or your KCKC, your Key Club Kickoff Conference, which those are all, I believe, in September, maybe one's in October. Around that season, that gets you really excited for the Key Club. You're getting not just officers there, but members. Yet again, I guess just stressing the fact of how big Key Club is and how much it helps you as a person, right? It's, builds your character, builds your leadership aspects. It helps you just become overall a better person, right? So I think stressing these things to your members and yet again, what it can do for you is a great thing to go over. And Christina's going to take over the rest of the slide.
Yeah. So if any of those names like Casey or DCM, if you're new and those sound intimidating, like what we said before, you should be getting monthly newsletters that explain that. And if you're not getting them, visit the Florida Key Club website. Your lieutenant governor email will be there for your division. And then you can easily email them. They'll make sure that you'll get the newsletters. So don't worry if any of those names sound intimidating. But also, one thing that helps gain members, and we've said this before, but we're going to keep saying it because it's so important, is telling people how big exactly Key Club is. Like Gabriel said before, there are over 35 countries have a Key Club. There's over 200,000 members internationally, and that's huge. A lot of clubs are limited to the structure where they end at president of club. Well, guess what? You have multiple people here that are lieutenant governors of divisions. So they run schools within the county. Other people, they go on and there's from the zones, you have different chairs like Sarah here who's helping and actually help create this webinar. You have so many opportunities to go up to even running the entire Florida district as a whole. There's so many things you can do in Key Club, and that's one of the main things that makes it unique and is what you need to stress. Not only that, but it's not only limited to our age group. We have Key Club, but Key Club is part of a bigger family. We start all the way from elementary if you can. With K Kids, you go on to middle school builders clubs, you hit high school Key Club, which is when most people join, but then you can continue with this with CKI or also called Circle K in college and continue Key Club so that when you become an adult, if you truly find that service is what you love, you can even become part of our Kiwanis family. And they're the ones who help sponsor us, they're the ones who help fund us. It's a great way to make connections. Like Gabriel said, it's a great way you can even find jobs, and it's a great lifestyle that you end up building if you're truly committed to the club.
So to also build upon what me and Christina were talking about earlier, right? You have everything that we discussed, but also there's some kind of harsh truths, right? So as Gabrielle mentioned earlier, people get senioritis, right? And if you're not a senior, if you haven't had any friends that have had that happen to them, all it basically means is you stop caring. And it's because it's like, I'm about to go to college. I'm already accepted in my dream school. What's the point of doing all this? I should just enjoy it, right? So I'm not saying to not stress them, but that's an inevitable thing that's going to happen, right? Because you also have these people that join freshman year and they stuck with it until their senior year. So, like at my personal school, our biggest, since my freshman year, the biggest class I was in Key Club was class of 2026. Like, yes, there was some sophomores, yes, there was some whatever, but so one worry I have for my club is that it might just be a bunch of seniors. So there's a way to target that, right, and a way to help better that. But yet again, just kind of understanding that you have to target those younger members and make sure also, that they're running not even just for club positions. You can even push out them running for district positions. Like if you, not saying this is the absolute wisest choice, but if you wanted to run for governor as just a member, you can do that. Like we have these opportunities where if you're genuinely the person that is best fit for that, you can do things with that leadership opportunities and stuff like that. So Christina's going to kind of talk about and touch on
Yeah.
helps with that. But yet again, just understanding that seniors are going to fade out and your upperclassmen might fade out throughout the year.
So exactly what Miles was talking about, when you have hit that 4 year membership fade, that's when you realize something that's so important is also continuing the cycle because you have to have someone there to replace you. If you analyze your key club and you see 80% is juniors, 20% or 10% is seniors, and like five or the other 10% is also soft or freshmen, something's wrong because when all those juniors graduate, guess what? There's nobody left to run the club, and then all the service that you did is going to eventually die off because there's no one there to continue it. And I know we had in the chat, quality members is more important than quantity. Yes, you need active members. Yes, quality members is what we aim for with every person that joins the club. But a balance is what's most important because you can miss out on quality members if people aren't informed. You can miss out on the fact of the people who could have joined and could have helped lead, could have become present, could have truly devoted themselves to Key Club because of the fact that they didn't know and we were so focused into the club. That's where service opportunities, like what we were talking about, we're partnering with other clubs, just continuing to advertise is really, really crucial to maintaining the club. And that's why if we can flip to the next slide, we're going to show you how to properly engage. We're going to show you what you need to do to help go on and lead that legacy. But we're going to show you what to do and what not to do and how you can get your self caught up in a mixture of both, but what you really want to focus on. That's why me and Miles are going to go and we're going to present the slides or the remaining two slides the way we intended to. The content for both of the slides is crucial and I hope you concentrate on them. But I want you to also mainly focus on how we present. There will be one out of the two of us that intentionally is going to present in a way that we don't want you to towards clubs to show what a lack of engagement is. And later we're going to have you vote. So please pay attention, but also make sure you're paying attention to the content.
My bad. I was drinking some water. So uh basically, right, leaving the legacy, it starts with you. And let me think. I still probably wrote this down, but it's okay. Starting with you, what that means is that you're understanding the fact that you have to work on yourself and be the leader for other people sometimes. You have to, which then goes into your team of collaborating and making sure that you're working well with others. So what this means is that you're working with your officer team. It's not just you that's doing everything. You have a lot of other people that have to do stuff. You have to work with your president, your vice president, your secretary treasurer, depending on whatever role that you are. Uh, Sorry, I'm checking some stuff on here. And by working, with yourself, bettering yourself, bettering your team and stuff like that, that helps foster your future. And what that essentially is my bad, guys. I'm just not doing that great today. I'm forgetting a few things, but it shows I'm very honest, very honest. Anyways, so by helping your future, it's providing yet again, making sure that you're targeting those younger key clubbers, making sure that you're working towards those freshmen, so that way they can help lead your club while you're gone, because you don't know what's going to happen during those upcoming years. Um, but Christina can take over the next few slides.
So, when we're talking about leading the legacy, it's also about the fact that we need influence. As a leader, you have to be the one to influence others. You need to be able to continue and to show others what Key Club is meant to be. But influence doesn't mean just doing. Influence doesn't mean you're the one who's doing everything and not delegating, not making sure that the cycle's flowing. When you take over yourself, when you know how you're supposed to manage, you have to first reset and you have to be able to lead your team. Once you have your team maintained, then you just have to continue to have the cycle flowing and manage the cycle. You're supposed to be there checking in, sending the reminders. From there, that's where you can have a bright future. And if we can move on to the next slide, that's why engagement's so important when we go on and we're talking about that future. You can't just be on and reading from a script on your phone. You can't let them see you hesitate because then they know that you're weak. And if you're weak, they become weak. They need a strong leader to go on and to make sure that they have someone to follow. That's why you have to have a script in mind, not on your screen. You have to be sensible to questions. A lot of people don't even know that they have questions until you come and you ask some yourself. For instance, if I was asking, do you have any questions about true engagement? Like, how do I make sure they're engaged? How do I make sure they're actually paying attention? Is there a trick or an icebreaker that you typically use? Offering questions like this is what makes it easier for people to realize, oh, wait, maybe this is a good idea. I didn't even think about this. Actually, this reminds me of this. Offering those questions helps basically generate a gear in their brain to think of, oh, wait, let me pay attention, and this is how we're going to go on to use. And then the collaboration and fun typically go together. When you're doing something, make sure it's not just strict board meeting, like professional military. I need to focus. No, people are there to also have a good time. People are there to also go and to spend time with their friends. Keep that in mind. Play some music, offer some food, do a fun icebreaker, let them walk around. Make sure that they're actually talking to each other because if they're just sitting there, then they're going to end up getting bored. Now, if you guys can scan this QR code and vote on who you thought was better at engagement, and we'll discuss why in a second. Also, Issa, I see your hand is raised. I'll give you guys a second to fill it out while we answer Issa's question.
Not really much of a question, but rather more of a statement. I totally agree with what Christina's saying. Engagement as well as just kind of building a path for your future leaders can have so much impact. Like, very recently I attended this workshop where we discussed, influence and leadership. Because at the end of the day, we're all influencers. Every single person in this meeting right now is an influencer. But to be a leader is to influence and spark change. If you're not sparking change, well, I guess now is a good way to start. At the end of the day, you could always just talk to people. You can always have influence over a group of people. But when you can convince them to start thinking, hey, I can do this, or hey, I can step outside of my comfort zone, or do something else that can help other people, that's when you're, being a leader. And at the end of the day, when it comes to engagement, definitely just try to show like, a part of yourself that like, a fun part of your meeting. Like, this weekend, we had lots of fun, and instead of just showing pictures of like meetings and workshops, we took a bunch of fun pictures. Like I believe Miles and I, we took some fun pictures, and overall, just show like the fun side of Key Club. So definitely, when you're having like your DCMs or your meetings in general, or when you're having like your general meetings and whatnot, just try to make it fun. So at the end of the day, we're all tired, we're all having a long day, so just try to make it fun. Thank you.
Thank
So
you
I
for
just saw
that,
that
Issa.
message in the chat. I'm Miles, and Christina is the other person I was speaking. So I was speaking first, and she spoke second.
Yes. You guys have no idea how many people I've heard from Key Club alone that tell me, oh, I had no idea that I'd be able to present to such a large group of people or speak in front of this many people. It's something that's inspiring, and the fact that there's so many stories like this shows that Key Club continues to inspire. It's not just a one-time thing. I see we have two questions. I think Valentine had their hand up first.
Um, I have to go eat dinner soon. Would it be okay if I left?
Yes, if you want, you can also eat dinner while we're muted and camera off, but if you have to leave, go right ahead. Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then
Thank you
Ju
for
Sorry.
coming.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Enjoy dinner.
Oh, you're muted.
No, I'm sorry, not again. So like I'm doing this on my phone. How do I scan a QR code?
Uh,
Like,
you can take a picture of it and hold it. If
wait.
not, if you can't fill it out, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
I would try screenshotting it.
Wait, screenshotting? Okay.
Yeah.
Screenshot it and then go to your photos and hold on the QR code.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay,
How do
but
I
for
mute myself?
now, just so we can have the meeting flowing, I'll go over and release the answers. So, um, you guys mainly voted that Christina, which was me, was the one that was more engaging. And we did that on purpose. That was the correct answer. The if you guys noticed, Miles, he was drinking from his water. He was like, I probably should have rehearsed before. I don't know what to say. It was stuff like that. Just make sure preparation is key. Everything you do should be done with intention and making sure your voice isn't monotone the entire time. It's boring to people. They're gonna hear this 24/7. No, that your voice fluctuates, that you're using gestures, that you're keeping eye contact. Small things like that go a long way, especially if you're trying to gain engagement and stuff like where I said long way. Just making sure that your sentence structure and that your voice in itself isn't so robotic, but rather you're appealing to people's natural human instinct of emotion, and that's how you get engagement. Because people at the end, we all want to feel like we're heard. We all want to make sure that we're entertained. If you can't keep people entertained, then you'll lose them.
Yeah, and I just wanted to touch on that really quickly because yet again, Christina is a very amazing speaker, even outside of this type of stuff. Like she speaks very well. And I'm not, selling myself short. I think I speak okay sometimes, but I think even if you somehow do go off a track, right, or everything doesn't go as planned, right, nobody knows what you're gonna say, right? That's something that we touched up at our board meeting. Nobody knows what presentation you had planned. Nobody knows what how many times you rehearsed it or whatever. Like if you miss a part, that's okay. But as long as you are both confident in yourself and you don't let, you don't focus on your heart's beating so fast or oh, I'm so scared or this, right? Making sure that you're sticking to with what you have to say, knowing that what you have to say is important, right? That's the best way to be engaging, right? To have people feel heard as well, and yet again, also one thing I like to do is if I see, somebody's on their phone or they're talking to their friend, you can ask them what they're talking like, you can like not in like a rude way or whatever, but like just be funny, be engaging, talk to them, make it to where you don't feel like you're having to talk, let's say you're president, you don't have to be the person talking for 45 minutes straight. No, you're getting people talking to amongst each other, you're getting people to stand up, say their name, put out their input and stuff like that because it should never be although we're a club that promotes leadership, it should never be all on you. So I just would say, yet again, engagement is involving both yourself and everybody.
And remember how it goes on the outside. People don't know if your slides are prepared or not. People don't know what you're gonna say. People don't know your part. People also don't know if your heart is beating in your chest. People also don't know if you feel tongue-tied. All those things, as long I sent it in the chat, fake it till you make it. If you look like you're confident, people are going to believe that you're confident. One of our advisors told us that when she was younger, her teacher told her to lead the way. She did a full circle. They walked for an hour when the place was 5 minutes away. None of the kids realized. Why? Because she stood confidently, she walked the entire block in a circle. Nobody realized fake it till you make it is one of the greatest and strongest things I stand by. If you look like you're confident, then people will believe that you're confident and they'll want to follow you.
And the opposite, if people don't think you're confident, they're not going to trust in what you say. So, make sure that you stick and you even if you don't fully make it seem like you believe with what you're saying.
Good job, guys. Very good acting, Miles. It was awesome.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
Of course. Okay, Emil, you're up.
Okay, so hi everyone again, and I'm gonna touch up on this slide. That is basically about planning your next meeting because your next meeting is going to be very soon as far as the it's the end of July month and the August is closing. That means that everyone goes back to school and so many people from the last year that you want to keep engaged and retain them in your key club, you would want to keep them in your club. And so you will have to organize your first meeting. And this slide will help you to prepare for your first one. You can screenshot it, and I'm gonna highlight on every single point that is on there. So, first that I want to touch on is you have to set your objective. You want to decide for yourself what your point is organizing this meeting. What do you want to do there? Maybe you want to tell about your new service project. You want to uh, keep them engaged about it and tell them about how they can probably run for a higher office, or maybe how they can improve on the things they still haven't done in their previous year. You have to define your purpose and goals, and you have to establish your expectations. So after your meeting, you will also reflect on how it went and decide for yourself what you can improve on your next meetings. First, my advice is to prepare in advance. You don't want to stand there pulling up your presentation and like in the previous example shown by Miles and Christina, stumble upon every single point that you make. You want to be prepared. So please do your presentation in advance, not in 3 minutes before the meeting. And stand before your mirror, practice how you speak, record yourself, and you want to sound confident. Take it till you make it. Uh, you have to send your agenda early. So if you divide your task by your officers, you want to also keep them engaged and also realize their own leadership skills. If you divide your presentations by your officers, you want to give them the agenda so they can also prepare. You're not the only one organizing this meeting. If you have your treasurers, um, they probably want to talk about dues. You as the president, you will probably talk about many other things about organizational moments. So, next thing, you want to research attendees. You, as you will organize your RSVP or as you will see the attendance at your meeting, you want to uh, highlight for yourself who is the most attentive there, who uh, who's been showing their perfect attendance at your meetings, so you can also see that and research for yourself what is better for your club, especially retainment or recruitment. If you see more new members, probably that means that retainment is really important for your club and you're missing on members you already had. You have to prepare your materials. That's what I said. You have to prepare your presentation before in advance and uh, be ready with your notes and the script for your meeting. You have to plan the agenda, welcoming and intros, because this is going to be your first meeting. First impression is literally very important for the freshmen and for people you're going to see at your meeting. You have to make a good first impression. You have to welcome your club, present your officers, the officer board, so they will know who they can reach out to if they have any questions, if they have any ideas how to improve on the meetings further, or who they can contact if they have any issues with paying dues or any other stuff. You overview your goals and projects. Maybe you want to organize any service project to fundraise for something. Or maybe if you have any issue in your community, you can also present on a project you want to make and keep them tuned. Uh, Also, you have to break down your points or your script by key topics and the time blocks. So you will also have an idea how you are gonna organize this meeting, how much it will take for touch on every block. Um, that will help you a lot because usually you won't go script word to word and you will just hop on different points and try to uh, reflect them now. Uh, Next thing is Q&A or open discussion. You you're the officer. Most of the people here are the officers. And if you want to know how your members feel about your meeting, you should probably reach out to them. Please don't. Sometimes it's better to go to the person you may not really want to talk to. And it's okay. We all do sometimes. And that's really important for your members to see that you're engaged. They also feel nervous. They're also feeling like they're out of their comfort zone. Some people they're going to be freshmen that don't have any friends in the key club, or maybe uh, you're going to be their first friend, and they will be kept more engaged when they're going to come for the next meeting. Me personally, when I saw how my divisional lieutenant governor was approaching me, it was Ashlyn, I felt like I really want to go to the next meeting. Like I really want to be there because I felt noticed. And I probably understand that at this moment she had absolutely no will to go to myself and approach me. So that's really important. Please make sure to approach your new members and the members you had before. The fourth point is logistics and tools. You have to confirm the time and tech setup. So you want to decide where you're gonna host your meeting. Is it gonna be cafeteria? Is it gonna be the library across the road? Maybe it's gonna be auditorium. You want to do it before, prior to the meeting, probably week or two before. So you will have everything done and planned, and you won't have any problems setting up your meeting or unexpected plans popping up from nowhere. Please bring your necessary tools. Don't forget your computer, your notes. Uh, Please come there dressed appropriately, maybe your key club spirit wear or anything else that will show your key club commitment to your members, and they're gonna see that you're also engaged with the key club. Uh, and yeah, because key club, the most important thing I found about Key Club is how uh, how they show their commitment to the service. How they also it's kind of something. It's really interesting how Key Club creates creates its own community with their own spirit. That's really awesome. And you want to show that. You want to build connection with your members. You don't want to be this divine creature that comes from nowhere because you are also a person. You also were a member in this club. You want to start with the icebreaker. So everyone will feel calmed and they will be more into their comfort zone. You want to encourage open participation. And you want to ask team members to share a recent success. So you will try to reach out to your members and ask them what went well, or maybe what they want to see at your next meeting. Uh, so yeah. Also, you want to define roles. So each participant, which is your club officer, or maybe you even want to invite some members to do some fun activities. You want to define their roles, uh, how they're going to participate at your meeting. You should align responsibilities with meeting goals. So if your meeting goals is to keep your members engaged, you should probably tell them about. You should probably organize a really engaging icebreaker, or maybe you want to organize some really nice service event to probably raise the service hours in your club because you see that in your school there is a lack of service hours. So that may vary in your school. So identify your goals and align them with your responsibilities. And choose someone to guide the discussion. It can be yourself, or maybe you're gonna split it between your officers. And so I think I'm done on this slide. Thank you all so much for listening. And if you have any questions, you can go to the Florida Key Club website. You can see my horrifying picture there and get my email from there. And I will be always glad to chat with you a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you, Emil. That was awesome. That was really great. Also, guys, just I know Emil already said this, but organization is key. And like you said, first impressions probably are going to matter the most. People are going to come to Key Club based on your first meeting. So just make sure you have that like down on lock. Like plan it early so like when school starts, you don't have to worry about that with school starting. And I saw a raised hand. If you want to speak, go ahead.
Sorry, I raised my hand by accident.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, next one. Miles, you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
So, first meeting icebreaker ideas, right? Why do we have icebreakers? To put simply, it's to prevent the, oh my gosh, is he still talking? Like you never want that type of vibe. You never want somebody to sit there because there's so many things with T Club. Even if you're speaking so confidently, so powerfully, people will get bored. We have low attention spans. You're talking to teenagers, right? You have to also know your audience, right? So, having a good mix of icebreakers is really going to help you. And I think another reason why is because everybody kind of has that like leader in them. It's just a lot of people aren't sure how to show it, or it might look different person to person, right? So getting those icebreakers gets people to talk to one another, lets them make new friends, makes it so that way you don't have to be talking forever. There's three examples that we have up here. The first one is show and tell, right? So you can have somebody pick up something that's random around them. We've done this at my school before, and they pretty much present and talk about how the object relates to them. So like right here, I just reached over to my bed. This is Sunny, the shark. I showed him to everybody at our July board. This is pretty much, and it's not just like my pink shark stuffed animal. This is our mascot for Zone A, right? And some people, might not have known about that, but that relates to me and Key Club and stuff like that. And even if it's at a school setting, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. And you can do it in multiple different groups. Even if you have a bigger club, if you have a smaller club, it's a great icebreaker that gets people, talking and using their presentation skills. Another one, The Bachelor or Matchmaker. I feel like a lot of people have done this one. It's a very popular one, but I think it's one that's really fun. It's pretty much getting to ask people this or that, right? So pancakes or waffles, summer or winter, beach or mountain, stuff like that, right? And the last person that's standing is pretty much the person's like match, right? And that's a really good game because it gets people like, um, I want to say definitely. I wouldn't say being excited to be the match, but it's just like funny to see how much certain things people agree on, or how I've seen one time it'll be like Coke or Pepsi. Somebody sits down to Pepsi and they're like, "Ugh, you like that?" You know what I mean? Like it's funny to kind of just have those types of experiences, have those types of just yet again, have that uh, energy and um, it's a good icebreaker, pretty much. Long story short, another one is Pictionary, right? So it's different. You can have different slips of paper with different community service acts, and what that means is, hold on, sorry guys. What I'm saying with that is, like, if anybody's ever played the actual game Pictionary, it's very very similar, and you're getting people to have the different community service acts and you kind of act it out. So if you've ever done like charades type of thing, it's very similar to that. Just drawing it out, getting people moving, getting people not sitting down forever, because that's another thing is you never want it to feel kind of like a meeting. Like whenever I've held my division council meetings, I never want them to feel like I'm just talking for an hour straight. They're just listening. They're just sitting there. No, you want people up. You want people moving. You want people talking to one another. So any of those three are great ideas for icebreakers, but by no means do you have to follow them or incorporate them. I looked at personally, I know that there's some great icebreakers on the Key Club International website. You can always look them up. You can always come up with some on your own. Whole point is by incorporating those, it helps you not have to have the burden on you 24/7, but it also helps for people to talk to each other, to have fun, and that's what, as Christina talked about earlier, is a true part of engaging your members. So thank you guys. You're done hearing from me now.
Okay. Thank you, Miles. Okay, so guys, you have members, you have like a bunch of them, your membership group for the first meeting, but now what do you do? So a big thing about Kegel membership is that you have to make sure you're being consistent with who's coming to your meetings, and you have to make sure you know like who's actually in the club and who's just coming and trying to farm hours. So, the most common like method that I've seen for tracking people and tracking membership in Key Club is Google Workplace. So what happens usually is that what I've seen, you get a Google form and then you have a QR code, right, on your screen. And so people come to the meeting, they scan the QR code, and they answer questions about if they pay dues, if they come to the meetings, and then you guys put that into a sheet so we have like a database of who your members actually are. And then you just like build on that until the early bird or late dues deadline, just whatever you choose. And there are a lot of different methods on how you can like see who's coming to your meetings or projects. There's always like, the option of having a paper binder, or if you want to have something a little bit more reliable, you could have your secretary go around and take like attendance on a Google Sheet. So it's just up to you, but make sure you have some kind of method where you can track membership throughout the year and kind of see where your numbers are at the end of the year. Because, in that like category, that's something that you really want to be accurate about. So just keep that in mind, track your membership. If you want to take a screenshot, you can. But yeah. And then if anyone else has any like suggestions for tracking membership, if you want to talk about it, you can. Okay, Q&A. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Don't be shy, guys. If you have anything you want to say, just say it. Trust me.
Yeah, we're here to help. We see Jude, you have your hand up?
Yeah, but Isa or Isa Ahmed had his up
Oh no, you
first,
can go,
so.
bro. I'm a yap for a hot minute. You can go.
Yeah.
Nah, man. What I was gonna say isn't even that important. You got it, bro. Trust.
Trust
No,
me.
please go. Trust me.
I insist, bro.
No, no, Jude. Issa's also an lieutenant governor, so you can just like text him whenever he wants to. So you're
Oh, okay.
already here.
He's probably gonna yap.
Yeah, I was gonna definitely so no, never mind.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Please.
It's not an issue. It's more so that we see Issa pretty often. So you're more than welcome to ask questions because this is the purpose for officers to get,
It wasn't completely about Key Club.
It's okay.
That's okay. Go ahead and ask.
Just ask what you
So,
got.
yo, should I watch season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty? Because
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm worried it's gonna like devote too much from the book, you know? Like and I don't want to ruin the strong Team Jeremiah vibe that I got going on, you
And
know?
you weren't kidding about this question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna like be general
Okay, just real quick, as Team Jelly, don't watch it. Okay, Issa, what's your
Oh, okay.
Just watch it. Just rip off the band-aid.
No, don't do it. I'm telling you.
Okay, I will.
Watch it because some people might like it. You'll have more things to talk about. But if you're scared, if you're like, I don't want it to ruin it, don't watch it.
No, watch it and use it as icebreaker in your first meeting.
That's
Exactly.
exactly what I was just about to say.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt this. Beautiful. I love this. I love how we're all bonding on this. It's so amazing. But I want to address something in the chat. So yeah, scholarships for Key Club members. One thing we didn't hit on, I think, enough in this webinar, is that when advertising Key Club, don't forget scholarships. Guys, our endowment fund, which is money for scholarships, has over $1 million. I bet you no other club has that much money. We're inventing new scholarships just so we can give more money to different kids. So when you're advertising Key Club, make sure you mention that and you tell freshmen, hey, at the end of the day, bright futures or not, that even only just pays for tuition. You're gonna need scholarships, and Key Club is probably the biggest scholarship organization there is, especially when you hit senior year. So make sure that they build up something to talk about for Key Club scholarships up till senior year so that all members can receive it. I
Yeah,
love
and
the question.
I'm gonna say to add on to that, I'm definitely going to be promoting it a lot. If any of you guys are in Division 1 or my division, I hope I met you. If I didn't, I'm sorry. But my division also has like 2 scholarships specifically for that. So like there's a lot of I've been looking into them because I'm going to be an upcoming senior. I know it sucks, but unfortunately you can't apply to most of them until you're a senior. But it's a great thing to be thinking about earlier on, and even just to have because there's so many. As she said, there's literally $1 million purely for scholarships. And also another question that was in there is like how to fundraise for Key Club. I know that's something that can be touched upon a lot more later, but I think for fundraising and stuff like that, that is an essential part for having your members, for having everybody having a great time and being able to produce more service. Um, so that's a thing you can either, work with other clubs for. That's a thing that you can reach out with your lieutenant governor about. I think just overall, a great way for fundraising is, uh, planning it, getting out there, working with the organization or with the business, and there's lots of different either
I'm
services.
gonna jump in here. Sorry, Miles.
Yeah,
One thing, by the way, guys, if you literally any key club, go online, work with your president, search up FLOF, FLOF, and YOF, YOF scholarships. Those are completely for you guys as key clubs. That as FLOF, its only requirement is that you have a third of the money fundraised. If you have that, they will probably grant you the rest of the money that you need for any of your or any projects, any service projects you guys want to do, they will fund it. All they ask back is that you just show receipt evidence that you actually use the money within the year. And even if you have remaining money left over, you can use it towards like buying food for the event or something. Just make sure you use all the money you request. But it's super easy to apply to, and YOF is also another great one. They'll fund you all the money as long as you just tell them what you need for your service project. So those are great ways that you don't even need a fundraiser because the grants are already given to you.
Also, just real quick, so for this whole fundraiser idea of things, if you want to drop your email in the chat, I actually know of like a source that was released last year. It had a whole list of like ideas and guides for fundraising. So there was definitely stuff out there on Key Club, on the FL Key Club website about that. So I
I'm
can.
gonna text it in the chat, Floff, and
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
then Jenna, you had a question?
Yes, I did. I was wondering if any of y'all knew off the top of your head specific scholarships that pertain to members of Key Club
I
or any
have them.
information
There's
on
literally one just it was so silly last year. I think it was like funniest senior or something. There's or best something. They have some really interesting scholarships. Like here, we can pull them up. But if anybody knows off
We
the
we have them listed on our website. So please go to floridakeyclub.org and you're gonna see we have them listed there.
If you
Alrighty, thank you.
the dues and financial tab on the Florida Key Club website, and then just go down to the bottom, there's a whole section on scholarships.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
can actually share my screen and show you guys really quickly. I can show you how to get there. Just so sure you know. Okay, can you see my screen? So you see floridakeyclub.org. This is let me actually show you from the beginning. So search up Florida Key Club Scholarship. We're gonna ignore the way I spelled scholarships. If you press on it, it's gonna take you straight to the tab with the dues and financial. If you scroll down, here are all the scholarships and their guidelines.
So very quickly, also to touch on Flop and Yonk, though, I think I don't like going back a little bit. That's a grant, and so it does provide most of your money for your service project. It's a great thing to do. We've been starting to do it at our school, West Florida, the past I think year or two. We made 10 picnic tables around our school because a lot of people are always out during break during before school, and it gave people a lot of space to sit, and they literally funded, I believe, the rest of our service project because we had a third and they paid for two-thirds of it, so we got like I think a few $100s just off of that. And yet again, as Claudia went over with the dues breakdown, a lot of this stuff is not useless, right? It's going back into each of the members and each of the officers to help make sure that Key Club grows and to make sure that everybody has the available resources they need. And if any of this stuff we didn't cover anything, reach out to your lieutenant governor because all of us want to help you guys. Like I'm not saying that that's your only resource, but we can put you guys into contact with somebody else who might know something.
Yeah, if you notice, everybody at this meeting has told you, hey, if you want to reach out and ask questions, go to the Florida Key Club website, find my email, and I'll be more than happy to help. No matter who it is, just the fact that they're in Key Club, they're more than likely going to want to help you. So if you just take the first step and reach out, they can answer all the questions that you have. Yes, Isa.
Okay, before I start yapping, I believe someone had a question about the Thirst Project walks.
What was the question?
It says it's just like I'm not sure what the question is, but I believe Olivia had a question about just the Thirst Project walks. So I think we should address that before I start yapping.
Oh, I had like a question because I was kind of like unsure because they were talking about it at Icon, like there's project walks, but I was like wondering how we raised money. Like, do we just reach out to like a bunch of like to get like like I'm not sure, like how do I
So
put this?
typically when you have
Fundraising?
walks like that, if it's like a 5K or if it's like a mile run, some people, I know what we did for at least my swim team or stuff like that. We promised that we'd swim a certain amount of yards, or you guys can promise you'll walk a certain amount of mileage if they donate enough, if they donate a certain amount of money. So when we did something for my school similarly, but we did it the swimming version. We said we'd swim 5,000 yards depending on how many like how much money they donate. So they some people said they donate like $10 for every 1,000 yards. Something like that. And then as long as you get a quota and show that, hey, you did do this, then they come back and fund the money. Or if you go, you can also have like people have to pay a fee to come support if you want to have people support you in the walks, typically stuff like that, and then you can donate that money to the Thirst Project.
Also,
Okay, thank you.
if you have any questions about that too, I believe that's a Key Club partner, the Thirst Project. So if you want to like, if you go to the Key Club website, you're gonna see Valentina, the Service and Partners chair. If you have any questions about that, you can also ask her.
Hi, I'm the Service and Partners Chair. So if you need help with anything, you can find my email on the website, and then you can just email me about absolutely anything regarding like the Thirst Project or anything else about our partners or charities. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's Valentina. Okay. Anybody
So
else?
We have a couple minutes left. Anyone? Or should we leave it all to Isa yapping?
no.
I'm sorry, did someone else have a question or should I just start yapping?
Just yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So definitely I do want to emphasize Ploff and Yoff, guys. I promise you guys, there's really like no competition in regards for it, and they give you like a good amount of money for these projects as well. And it's literally just money sitting there. It's collecting dust. Like you guys should definitely 100% apply for that. You guys can get so much done, you know. At the end of the day, Key Club is about, community service and just trying to give back to people as much as we can. So Fluff and Yoff is a great way to go. In terms of just advertising, just make sure that you guys are, stepping outside of your comfort zone, okay? Like a year ago, I wasn't exactly a very good speaker. I could not talk, but as I started practicing a bit more and attending like these orientations, I was able to just get out there and talk to people. Like for an example, maybe once I believe they mentioned it, have flyers, just make sure that when it comes to flyers, try to make it fun, and just try to have some small talk with the person that you're trying to recruit. Like very recently we had our freshman orientation, and while I was there, I met like this one girl who was like really into arts and
Wait,
crafts.
Isa, sorry to cut you off,
Mhm.
but we're running low
No,
on
you're
time.
good.
I see Morgan has a question.
Okay.
Thanks, Christina. I just wanted to say about Fluff and Yelf too. For the Florida district, we actually have a goal of how many applications for Fluff. Well, just Fluff because Fluff is for the Florida district. Yelf is from international. But we have a goal of how many Fluff applications we want to receive. We want to receive and accept at least 11 Fluff applications for schools across Florida. So we have a goal of how many clubs we want to give money to. Like we want to give money to you guys. The only reason we don't give money to clubs is clubs don't request it. So don't feel like, oh, I shouldn't apply. I'm probably not going to get it. I don't really think there's competition. You probably will get it. It's basically guaranteed money if you just go through the process. Um, I think there is some documentation you have to do for FLOF and especially for YOF. Like for YOF, you have to write a report of what you do with the funds because we want people to use the funds appropriately. But just apply. You probably will get that money and it'll help you accomplish so much in your club. And that's all I had to say. You can go back to yapping, Issa.
Yeah, and okay.
Well, we're gonna cut off the yapping there. I think we said a lot of great information today, and Sara, if you want to continue off of
I was
that.
yeah, I was gonna say we can run a little bit late for if you guys still have questions, but if you guys don't want to stay, then you can go. But also before that, real quick, we have this awesome form that you guys can all can take screenshots of or pictures of. It's just a feedback form so we can know what we did well for next time. And then after that we can keep answering questions if you guys want. So just real
Yeah,
quick.
very quickly, my last 2 cents. I just wanted to say, you know, I feel like as much because everybody here is an officer, I think you guys all know that you want to help your members and stuff like that and make sure that everybody, has the proper resources they have. But same thing goes to you guys. We're all me, Sarah, Christina, Gabrielle, Zach, anybody else that I might have missed. We're all part of the district board and stuff like that. So if you need any resources or any questions, if you know what division you are in, reach out to your lieutenant governor, reach out to one of the board members. If you want questions about dues, reach out to Claudia, whatever, just reach out to us. So that way we can help you as much as possible because yes, you guys are officers, but you should not be expected to do it alone. So if we didn't cover anything in this, reach out with us and we'll help you as best as we can. Okay. So that's all I had to say.
Yes, and
Well,
please,
once again,
oh, sorry, please, guys, make sure you're filling out this form, the feedback form.
and
Please.
thank you all for attending. I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any remainder questions or something you felt like too shy or scared to say, feel free to reach out. We will keep saying that and sound like a broken record because it truly is true. We are here to help you. So contact us with whatever you need. And thank you for attending.
Yeah, thanks so much, everybody. If you have any more questions, stay back. We'll be hanging out here for like a few more minutes if you want to talk.
All right, thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you for attending. Bye. Thank you for
Thank you for
All
coming.
right, thank you all.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Keep it fantastic.